3 girls left the village with dreams in their pockets and returned in black body bags no one was allowed to open. Now that I have your attention, let me tell you how it happened. Let me tell you how a telephone, yes, just a simple telephone, became the bait that lured 3 beautiful souls straight into the arms of death itself. Sit closer, my children. What I am about to tell you is not just a story. It is a warning carved in blood, written in tears, and whispered by the wind that still passes through the village of Umueze. They say the living should learn from the dead. But what happens when the dead were once so beautiful, so young, so full of dreams that they forgot to live? In the village of Umueze, nestled between the red earth and the endless sky, there lived 3 friends. Ngozi, the eldest daughter of Mama Adiku the palm wine seller. Amora, whose laughter could make the saddest heart dance. And Chioma, the quiet one, the dreamer, who always wanted more than the village could give. These 3 girls were inseparable. From childhood, they fetched water from the same stream, plaited each other's hair under the udala tree, and shared secrets that only the moon could hear. But something changed when the world began to shrink. When phones became smarter than the village elders. When the young ones no longer gathered to hear stories under the stars but gathered instead to stare at glowing screens that promised them a life beyond the red dust roads of Umueze. It started on a Sunday. The kind of Sunday where the sun is lazy and the church bells ring longer than usual. The 3 girls sat outside Mama Nkechi's provision store, their legs stretched out on wooden benches, scrolling, always scrolling. Have you seen it? Ngozi's voice was breathless, her eyes wide like she had seen a vision. She thrust her cracked phone screen toward her friends. Amora leaned in, squinting. Seen what? The new iPhone. iPhone 17. Ahoy, it is like holding a piece of heaven in your hand. Look at the camera. Look at the color. Gold like the sunrise. Chioma snatched the phone, her heart already racing. She had always been the one who wanted beautiful things. Even as a child, she would cry for the shiniest beads at the market while other children played with sticks and stones. Now, staring at that phone, something stirred deep inside her. A hunger. A desperate, aching need. How much is it? Chioma whispered. Ngozi's face fell. 1,200,000 naira. The air grew thick. Amora laughed, but it was a bitter sound. 1 million ko. For phone. Are we mad? But Chioma wasn't laughing. Neither was Ngozi. They stared at that image like it was the answer to every prayer they had never prayed. In that moment, that phone became more than just metal and glass. It became status. Respect. Proof that they were not just village girls. Proof that they mattered. I must have it, Ngozi said quietly, her voice trembling with determination. Me too, Chioma added, her fingers tightening around her old, battered phone. Amora looked at her friends and shook her head. But even she could not resist the pull. Then we must find a way, she said. We will be the first girls in Umueze to own it. People will respect us. And so, the madness began. Days turned into weeks. The girls saved every kobo. Ngozi stopped buying wrappers. Amora stopped helping her mother at the market to take extra jobs washing clothes. Chioma begged her father until he grew tired of her voice. But no matter how much they saved, the money was never enough. The dream remained a dream, shimmering just beyond their reach, mocking them. Until Sandra came back. Oh, Sandra. Some people are like smoke. Beautiful from afar, but when you get close, they choke you. Sandra had left Umueze 3 years ago, a thin girl with worn slippers and faded dreams. But the Sandra who returned was different. She stepped out of a sleek black car, her skin glowing like she bathed in milk and honey. Her hair, long and silky, cascaded down her back. Her nails were painted the color of fresh blood. And in her hand, an iPhone 17. Gold. Gleaming. Perfect. The whole village gathered to see her. The women whispered. The men stared. The young girls looked at her like she was a goddess descended from the clouds. Sandra. Sandra. Ngozi ran toward her, Amora and Chioma close behind. Sandra smiled, her teeth white and perfect. My girls. Look at you, still here in the village. Still the same. There was pity in her voice. Pity wrapped in silk. We have missed you, Amora said, touching Sandra's designer bag like it might disappear. You look so different. So rich. Sandra laughed, a sound like coins clinking together. Rich. Oh, my sisters, I am just living. Really living. Not like here, where you people are just surviving. Chioma's eyes were fixed on the phone. Is that the iPhone 17? Sandra held it up, letting the sunlight dance on its surface. Yes, oh. You like it? I just bought it last week. In the city, this is normal. Everyone has it. A silence fell over the three friends. A painful, envious silence. That evening, Sandra sat with them under the Udola tree, the same tree where they had once shared childhood dreams. But now, the dreams were different. Darker. Why are you girls still here? Sandra asked, her voice soft, almost concerned. There is nothing for you in Umueze. No money. No future. Just marrying some poor farmer and having 10 children who will also be poor. Ngozi shifted uncomfortably. But what can we do? We have no money to go to the city. No connections. Sandra leaned in close, her perfume filling the air. That is why I came back. To help my friends. I can take you to the city. I can show you how to make money. Real money. The kind that buys iPhones and cars and respect. How? Chioma's voice was barely a whisper. Sandra smiled. You are beautiful girls. In the city, beauty is currency. There are men, big men, who will pay just to be seen with you. You don't have to do much. Just look pretty. Laugh at their jokes. Make them feel important. And they will shower you with money. Amara frowned. Sandra, what exactly are you saying? I am saying, stop suffering here. Come with me. In 3 months, you will have that iPhone. In 6 months, you will have a car. And in 1 year, you will come back to this village and they will call you madam. The words hung in the air like ripe fruit, tempting, poisonous. Ngozi looked at her cracked phone. Chioma thought of her father's disappointed face every time she asked for money. Amora remembered the way people looked down on her family. When do we leave? Ngozi asked. And just like that, the trap was set. They left on a Thursday, before the sun could rise, before their parents could ask too many questions. Sandra had told them to pack light. Where we are going, you won't need these village clothes, she had said. The city swallowed them whole. Lagos. Loud, fast, unforgiving. The tall buildings seemed to touch the sky. The cars moved like angry rivers. And everywhere, people were shining. Shining with wealth, with phones, with a life that seemed impossible in Umueze. Sandra took them to a flat in Lekki. It was beautiful. Clean. Modern. Everything they had dreamed of. This is where you will stay, Sandra said, opening the door. Rest today. Tomorrow, we begin work. But work was not what they expected. The first night, Sandra brought them to a club. The music was so loud it shook their bones. The lights flashed like lightning. And the men. Oh, the men. They wore expensive watches and spoke in loud voices and looked at the girls like they were merchandise at the market. Smile, Sandra whispered to Nosy. That man there, the one in the white agbada, he likes you. Go and sit with him. Make him laugh. He will give you money. Ngozi hesitated. Sandra, I don't. Do you want the phone or not? That question. That simple, terrible question. It became the chain that bound them. One night turned into many nights. The clubs became familiar. The men became faces without names. And slowly, the girls stopped asking questions. They stopped calling home. They stopped recognizing themselves in the mirror. The money came. Oh yes, it came. Crisp naira notes stuffed into their hands, their bags, their brassieres. Ngozi bought her iPhone within 2 months. Chioma followed a week later. Amora took longer, but eventually, she too held that shining device in her trembling hands. They posted pictures. Smiling. Glowing. Living their best lives. Back in Umueze, people marveled. See our girls. They have made it in the city. But no one asked the price. No one saw the way Ngozi cried silently in the shower, scrubbing her skin until it was raw. No one heard Chioma's prayers, begging God to forgive her for things she could not undo. No one noticed how Amora had stopped laughing, how her eyes had become empty, hollow, like a house where no one lives anymore. Then came Chief Odenigbo. He appeared one night at the club, a big man with a big laugh and an even bigger wallet. His presence commanded attention. People moved out of his way. Women flocked to him like moths to a flame. Sandra introduced them personally. Chief, these are my special girls. Fresh. Beautiful. Well-behaved. Chief Odenigbo's eyes moved over them slowly, carefully, like a farmer inspecting yams at the market. He smiled, but it was the kind of smile that did not reach the eyes. I like them, he said. Tell them to come to my house this Saturday. I am having a small gathering. I will pay well. The money he offered made their eyes water. Double what they usually made in a week. Saturday came too quickly. Chief Odenigbo's house was not a house. It was a mansion. Gates like a fortress. Guards everywhere. Inside, everything was gold. Gold curtains. Gold chairs. Even the toilet, they later discovered, was gold-plated. But something was wrong. The gathering was small. Too small. Just the chief, 2 other men, and the 3 girls. No other women. No music. Just silence and the smell of incense that made their heads heavy. Sit, Chief Odenigbo said, gesturing to a long leather couch. Let us drink first. Celebrate our new friendship. The drinks came. Champagne in crystal glasses. The girls drank, trying to calm their nerves, trying to ignore the way the men watched them like hunters. Amora was the first to feel it. A strange dizziness. The room began to spin. I don't feel well, she whispered. Ngozi tried to stand but her legs would not obey. Chioma's vision blurred. She reached for her phone, but her fingers were numb. Chief Odenigbo's smile widened. Oh, the medicine is working. Good. Very good. Medicine. What medicine? Ngozi's voice was thick, slurred. One of the other men laughed. Chief, these ones are fresh. Oh. They don't even know what is happening. Chief Odenigbo stood, towering over them. You girls wanted the good life, eh? You wanted money, phones, cars. But you never asked where the power comes from. You never wondered how a man like me stays rich, stays powerful. Terror cut through the fog in their minds. Every year, the chief continued, his voice casual, as if discussing the weather, I need fresh blood. Young blood. Beautiful blood. The gods demand it. And in return, they give me wealth beyond measure. Chioma tried to scream, but no sound came out. Don't worry, Chief Odenigbo said, almost kindly. You will not feel much pain. And your sacrifice will not be in vain. Your families will receive money. Anonymous donations. They will think you sent it from the city. They will brag about their successful daughters. The last thing Ngozi saw was her iPhone, lying on the floor, screen cracked, reflecting her terrified face. The last thing Amora heard was her own mother's voice, a memory, singing a lullaby from childhood. The last thing Chioma felt was regret. Deep, crushing, suffocating regret. They say the bodies were never found. Some say Chief Odenigbo buried them in his compound. Others whisper that he threw them into the lagoon, where the waters are deep and secrets stay hidden. Sandra. She disappeared the same night. Some say she was in on it from the beginning. Others say she ran when she realized what she had done. But no one knows for sure. In Umueze, 3 families waited. And waited. And waited. The money came, just as the chief promised. Anonymous bank transfers. The parents thanked God. They told everyone their daughters were doing well in the city, too busy to visit, but still remembering home. But Mama Adiku, Ngozi's mother, knew. A mother always knows. She would wake in the night, clutching her chest, feeling a pain that had no name. She would stare at the new house the anonymous donation had built and feel nothing but cold. 1 year later, a young girl was cleaning out Chioma's old room when she found something hidden beneath the mattress. A diary. In it, Chioma had written everything. The clubs. The men. The shame. The fear. And on the last page, dated the day before she went to Chief Odenigbo's house, she had written, I thought the iPhone would make me happy. I thought money would make me matter. But now I am empty. I am lost. I don't know who I am anymore. If I could go back to the village, to the simple life, to fetching water and plaiting hair under the udala tree, I would run. I would run and never look back. But it is too late. I have gone too far. God forgive me. The diary was given to the village elder, Papa Okonkwo. He read it aloud in the village square, his voice breaking with every word. The women wailed. The men bowed their heads in shame. And the young girls who had envied Ngozi, Amora, and Chioma, who had wished they too could go to the city and shine, they wept. Papa Okonkwo looked at them all, his old eyes wet with tears, and he said, A shining apple that grows in a dark forest is not meant to be eaten. It is bait. A trap. Our children chased a shadow and lost their souls. They wanted to shine, but they did not know that the brightest lights often come from the deepest fires. Vanity is a slow poison. Greed is a patient killer. And the desire for quick wealth is a road that leads only to the grave. He paused, letting the words sink deep. Teach your children to be content. Teach them that real wealth is not in what they own, but in who they are. Teach them that a simple life lived with dignity is worth more than a golden cage. Because the price of that shiny apple, it is always, always higher than you think. And so, my children, when you see something that glitters, that promises you heaven without effort, that tells you shortcuts lead to success, remember Ngozi, Amora, and Chioma. Remember the 3 girls from Umueze who chased a shining thing until it swallowed them whole. Remember, and choose wisely. For the grave is patient, and vanity is its favorite shepherd.